Yo, what up? You can just put me in the background, you don't have to actually watch the video. So today I'm going to be talking about remakes and whether they're good or not. I know a lot of you, like especially the elitists, are going to be like, no, they're not good. I prefer the tank controls and the old like camera styles of like Resident Evil 2 or Silent Hill 2. No, I don't like it. Oh, you're going to get like examples like Warcraft Reforged, which was, I'm going to be honest, it was shit. What I want to say is that of course remakes are so popular, of course people are liking remakes, and I also made this video before in the past, but now I watched Bellular's video and I got inspired to talk about it even more. What I want to get to is I want to do this mental exercise with you. What do you think is one of the most important things in games? Now a lot of you will say gameplay, story, design, concept, art design, anything, power scaling, whatever, like. And what I want to tell you is that think about this. These aspects are transcendent. You do not need for it to be made in 2025 for it to be good. You can put Lord of the Rings story in a modern day title and it's still gonna be good. But the gameplay needs to change because the gameplay evolved. Tank controls, they're a thing of the past. The fixed camera points are a thing of the past. We go for first person or third person view. Rarely do you see something from really above. I forgot what it's called, but kind of like Diablo or something like that, like a ARPG. But controls change, but fundamentally story, art design, setting, whatever, these don't change. These transcend time. These are monumental. So it's kind of like starting like a race at the 70% point. It's like you just have to go 30% of the way and you got there. You got to the finish line. Now there's one, like in Bellular's video, he said that some game devs talk about the fact that they do a lot of remakes so that they can afford the new games. What I want to point out to, and maybe this is going to be a take that is like disillusioned, but what I want to point to is that this leads to the degradation of art and mediums. Making decisions based off of monetary gain or getting money to do this or that or money, whatever. Whenever you bring the finances into art, you fundamentally ruin it. The reason why a lot of artists, the reason why a lot of people made stuff that is so good is because they loved it, because they love doing it. They would still do it for free. If you bring all of these monetary incentives, then you take the art away from it. You strip it away. This is kind of like a lot of artists talk about this whenever they say, oh, whenever you start to get a job out of your art, it basically makes it like a soulless husk of the art. Now, I think that this is an overstatement. I know that this is vastly exaggerated, but it is indicative of a greater problem of methodology, of design, of train of thought. What do you think whenever you're developing this? Do you make something for yourself? Do you make something for your own enjoyment, something that you would enjoy as a player? You as a player make something for a player? Or are you making this to make money? That's what I'm trying to argue. And what I want to say is that they put too much filler. There's too much fat on the meat. They need to trim the fat. I feel like for example, I used to really love Insomniac Spider-Man, like the first game, not the remaster, not the whatever. I used to really love doing the side missions because the movement was so good, the gameplay was so good. I just wanted to get like a thing to do more gameplay, to have more gameplay. But the thing is, in something that is more monotone, something that is, the gameplay is not as polished, the gameplay is not as incredible as in Insomniac Spider-Man, the little side missions become a detriment. Now, I will not, this is my second rendition of this video, and I've blabbed for 9 minutes about this side subject, but a lot of times the side missions are done very gracefully, like in Yakuza games I saw that they're done very nicely. But I won't blab on too long about this. Never mind, I will. I feel like side missions are a good thing whenever you give like an entry-level developer, like a story writer that is basically entering the industry. You basically say, okay, you got this side mission of now I'm doing whatever. If you give these small developers, these small writers, you are an intern, here you go. You're gonna make this side mission, I'm gonna red light it or green light it, and there you go. A lot of times you find pearls. Like a lot of times they make wonderful side missions. I know there are certain examples, they just don't come to mind, but I know this happens sometimes. But most of the time the side missions are just to squeeze out more gameplay out of you. They no longer feel like a lot of games, like as Asmon put it, and I hate to repeat his words because I don't want to copy him. I get like comments like, bro is trying to be Asmongold so bad, bro. I'm fat and he's a fucking necromorph, bro. Like, what the fuck do you mean I'm trying to be Asmongold? Like the housing missions in Assassin's Creed Shadows, why do we have housing systems where you can make like the cat a different color in an Assassin's Creed game? Why, like, this is an example that he didn't give, but one of his commenters did, which I read and I thought that it was wonderful. Why are you showcasing a cat cafe in a Call of Duty game? Why? Oh, why not? They are wasting resources on bullshit that doesn't matter. And look, I know it's artistry. It's artistry. They can do whatever. Do whatever in this niche. If you want to make cat cafes, go into Hello Kitty Island Adventure, bro. If you want to make cat cafes. If you want to make like fucking customization, go into Sims. This is Assassin's Creed. What I want to say is that almost everything that needs to be done, story, art design, concept, atmosphere, power scaling, story. I don't know if I said story, but if I said it twice, it is what it is. Double story. Story squared. But especially the story, like in Silent Hill 2 Remake, the story carried the game so hard. Like, don't get me wrong, Blooper Team did I'm gonna say amazing job. I know a lot of you will not like the fact that they unoptimized the game, they changed some stuff that you don't like, but I think that Blooper Team did an amazing job. And the Silent Hill 2 remake was something that spoke well to the community, even though there's a lot of elitists, like, you just don't like Silent Hill. Like, people that say if you don't like tank controls and fixed cameras, you just don't like Silent Hill. But that's such a narrow take. Those things were never the soul of the game. They were never the monumental thing of the game. They were never the transcendent thing of the game. They were limitations of the time. What made Silent Hill great wasn't the clunky movement, it was the atmosphere, the psychological tension, and the storytelling. If modern controls or perspectives can make that experience more immersive for new players, why'd gatekeep the progress? Evolving formulas don't erase the past. It keeps the spirit alive for the future. Like, this has been figured out, bro. You don't need to stick to this because this is how it was back in the day. If we stuck to this mentality, how many things would stagnate in life? Think about this. We'd still be going with train carts, with like fucking steam-powered trains. We wouldn't even get to the fucking steam trains if we thought like that. And I feel like just the third person and first person view is just a standard. It has become a standard in today's day and age, and I feel like that this argument is stupid. Resident Evil 2 Remake would not do as well if it had tank controls as it did right now. And I feel like you, as a developer, should broaden your spectrum, your niche, more than narrow it. I know a lot of you will not agree with this. Oh, then the game is not for you. What I tell you is that you are very narrow-minded, and there are some things that people just simply cannot wrap their heads around. I notice this whenever I talk to somebody that was very religious, and they basically implied the fact that I am sinful. And then I said to them, if I take you or whoever is religious with you, like your father, your whatever, your brother, take you from 18 years old or like whatever age I'm at right now, and me at 20, I bet if we put our sins next to each other, you'd have more sins than me. And you're preaching to me about being sinful. And I told them that I do not need a book or God to be moral. I'm just moral myself. I judge, I have my own moral compass. And this person was perplexed, like I was telling him blasphemy. What? How can that be? What I will tell you is that in that moment, like, I knew this, but before this I had this hope that if I could just string these few words together in this specific, like kind of like in Dune with the voice, if I just did the right tonality, the right words, the right whatever, this person would understand. If I just used the right analogy, this person would understand this. But then I realized something, that some people are just physically incapable to realize some things. And a lot of times emotion, and a lot of people will argue that, oh, you are emotional for thinking this is better. Then why does every observable metric of reality agree with me? Why? Let's say I say that the sky is blue and you say that the sky is red. And I go, bro, this machine that perfectly color picks what I see in front of me, this light sensor tells me that this is the wavelength of this light that is coming to us, which is blue. No, it's red. Then why does every observable metric of reality agree with me? Because I am right. That's why. Anyway, I will not argue about this. I think that we should embrace modernity, or what should I call it? Futurism. I don't know. Oh my god, I blabbed. Again, I blabbed like 7 minutes for no reason. Like, some games are just pieces of art. You should introduce more people to them. Like, I keep saying this. Living in today's day and age with Miyazaki is like living with Shakespeare. I feel like sometimes some things are so beautiful, so existentially beautiful, that it is a shame for you to not experience them. I would say this about Silent Hill 2 story. This is so beautiful, so well crafted. This atmosphere, this art is so beautiful that it is a shame for you to live in 2025 or 2024 and for you to not experience this. I feel like remakes add to culture. I feel like remakes add to experiencing things. And a lot of people can get the sense that you got whenever you were little and you played these old games. A lot of people can get this spark. I feel like it's kind of like reusing old parts. It is beautiful and it should be reinforced. So I want to talk about something, and then I'll let you guys go. Some people refuse to call video games art, saying they're just entertainment or toys. But that's missing the point. Games combine storytelling, visual design, music, and interactivity in a way no other medium can. Like, think about this. In what movie can you pick an object up and move it or put it in your inventory? In what movie can you influence the decisions made by the main character? This is a beautiful medium that invokes emotion, challenges perspectives, and let players experience meaning rather than just observing it. Dismissing this as not art, even though it has every single aspect of art. Music, art, like in terms of like literal like paintings or like design, visual design. It has a composition, the composition, think about photography, cinematography, it has storytelling, it has all of these things, and you dismissing it as not art, even though it has all of these combined, kind of like Thanos with the Infinity Stones, is just narrow-minded and stupid. I do not have any more to talk about this subject. I'm sure like I hate this. I like edit my own video and I say, why didn't you say that, bro? I just got this idea while editing the video. So if I got any ideas, I'm just gonna use my CapCut, like whatever, and I'm gonna like talk on the microphone. Maybe it's gonna be like worse in terms of quality, but I don't care. I wanna talk. I wanna add to this video. I feel like I have a lot of things to add, but my mind is drawing blanks, especially since I freestyle these videos. But anyway, take care of yourselves and have a nice day.